Okay. So I'm going to invite our technical team to take us through that process. And then it will be immediately followed by prayer. Yep. Then after that, we will get the welcoming remarks from the CEO. So can we start? Welcome, Excellency. And our team from Italian Embassy has arrived. So just for information of those who are online, we are already full house and we are beginning the process. So can we start? Yeah? Okay. Yes. So let's start with the national anthem, Kenya national anthem. Italian anthem. Thank you. Let's all be seated. And just as we said, the Kenyan national anthem was a prayer in itself. So I'm going to invite Dr. David Okeyo, the CEO, Kenyan Nutrition and Dietitian Institute, for an opening remarks. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. You are all welcome for this important symposium. And I want to start by saying that we have those who are in attendance online, both in the Zoom and also those who are in attendance through YouTube channel. So we welcome you to join because we have started. First, before I give my welcome remark, for those of us who are Christians, I want you to turn with me 2 Kings 4:38-41. Chapter 4:38-41. Elisha returned to Gilgal, and there was a famine in the region, While the company of the prophets was meeting with him, he said to his servants, "Put on the large pot and cook some stew for the prophets." One of them went out into the field to gather herbs and found a wild vine and picked as many of its gourds as his garments could hold. When he returned, he cut them into the pot of stew, though no one knew what they were. The stew was poured out to them for the men, but as they began to eat it, they cried out, "Man of God, there is death in the pot." And they said, and they could not eat it. And Elisha said in verse 41, "Get some flour." He put it into the pot and said, "Serve it to the people to eat." And there was nothing harmful in the pot. In Genesis 1:29, God said, "Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food." You shall have them for food. So plant is food. Hallelujah. Now, in my welcome remark, I want you to take note of those two verses and read them at your own time. The collaboration between KNDI through ATRI programs, the Embassy of Italy, Nairobi, and Italian Institute of Culture is very important as it fosters research agenda for Kenya and beyond. We are two partner countries, Italy and Kenya. KNDI has a key mandate to research and provide public education on nutrition and dietetics under Section 6, Paragraph E of the Nutritionists and Dietitians Act, number 18 of 2007, that is Cap 253B, and also to design programs and methods for sensitizing people to suitable dietary and nutrition habit. That is a functional mandate. So far, we have had a 3-year impactful collaboration, including today, with the Embassy of Italy in Nairobi through a joint symposium. Now, in the previous symposia, the focus was on conviviality and innovation, the ingredients for a sustainable and healthy diet. That was in 2022, the year 2022. In 2023, we had taste, nutrition, and health, a matter of well-being. At this point, I would want to say, during this week of international Italian cuisine, we have organized for yet another symposium. Today, we have a joint platform through a symposium organized during the 2024 International Italian Week of Cuisine. The key thematic focus is Mediterranean diet and cuisine of the roots, health and tradition. What is Mediterranean diet? For the nutritionists that have gone to class, we studied different cuisines. This was part of the cuisines. And the Mediterranean diet was first invented in 1975 from the history by the American biologist Ansel Keys and chemist Margaret Keys. And the diet was inspired by the supposed eating habits and traditional food tropical of Crete. Much of the rest of the Greece and also southern Italy and was formulated in the early 1960s. In this distinct of Mediterranean diet cuisine, which covers the cuisine of the Mediterranean countries, and also from the Atlantic diet of the northwestern Spain and Portugal, while inspired by the specific time and place, the Mediterranean diet was later refined based on the results of multiple scientific studies. And this approach emphasizes a plant-based diet, focusing on unprocessed cereals, legumes, vegetables, fruits, and of course, new menus have come on board. I may not be in a position to describe the Mediterranean diet from the Italian perspective. We have scientists on the ground, and they will be telling us what this diet is. It is important to therefore recognize that this topic is coming at the time when Kenya needs tested healthy diet guideline. So far, we don't have a healthy diet guideline in the country. What we have are documents from Dr. Google that has been put together, but we have not tested a typical healthy diet guideline in Kenya. Several scientific papers will be presented here, and we also have several guests here with us. May I now take this opportunity to welcome the following. The diplomats we have in the house. Of course, represented also is His Excellency Roberto Natali, the Ambassador Italy, and physically represented here by Her Excellency Lorenza Gamba Kota, Deputy Head of Missions, Embassy of Italy, Kenya. We also have Professor Fabio Santoni, a scientific attaché of the Embassy of Italy here. We have the scientists who will be presenting papers, include Dr. Camillo Troccoli. This is from Campagna, Amica. We also have Professor Gordon Nguka from our side as professionals from Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology and ATRI lead scientist at KNDI. Then we have also our Italian, Samuel Onyango is actually the head of Italian Institute of Culture. And we cannot forget to mention that with us, we also have a chef who is going to present for us. And the name of the chef is Chef Luca Mastromete, who is here with us. I want to welcome you officially, the scientist and the guest. We are also likely to have with us a VIP guest. But even in absentia, we mention Mr. Arturo Vittori and his wife. If he comes and joins us, we will celebrate them. For the participants, we welcome you, all professionals in nutrition and dietetics, and the entire public who are part of this process, not forgetting the members of the Fourth Estate, the media, who are here, particularly the national media, KBC. Now, may I take this chance to welcome the next speaker, that is Her Excellency, of course, on behalf of Roberto Natali, to come and give a speech from the Italian side. Thank you very much. Yes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Buongiorno, we say in Italian. So dear CEO, thank you so much for the invitation, and a grateful thank to your staff for the support that every year they give to the embassy and the institute for the organization of this symposium that now is a tradition. So it's a routine, but it's a tradition. So let me just say that I'm very glad to be here to open this symposium, organized, as you say, in the framework of the 9th edition of the Week of Italian Cuisine in the World. This is an event that every year the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of Italy organize all around the world to mark the importance of our cuisine, but also to reflect, to take time to reflect also on the health aspects that are linked to the cuisine. Of course, in Kenya we have organized a series of events, many with social component, with social life, let's say from social lifestyle, but every year we think that the thematic that the ministry decide for every year, today, as the CEO pointed out, is a Mediterranean diet and culinary route, health and tradition. So the combination of the tradition with the health and of course with the innovation in cuisine. Every year we try to tackle the thematic chosen from different angles, because we think that cuisine is not also only part of our social life, or is not only a lifestyle, but also has implication on our health. If you eat well, of course, also your health will benefit from it. And is a moment also for reflection of some disease that are very common now in our society, but then can be prevented thanks to a proper health style and eating style. So I'm not a scientific, so I will not really focus on the scientific part of it, but I am a good eater, so I will try to just outline why we consider, not only us, but also the UNESCO recognized the Mediterranean diet as something that need to be protected, of course, or disseminate, because the health effects are proven by several studies. Even if it's well known, let me remind that the Mediterranean diet is not a strict diet in the sense we are used to nowadays. Doesn't imply that you don't need to eat something or restriction. It's just a combination of balanced ingredients that will help you in your way to be a healthy person. It's not only a flower way of eating, deeply rooted in a powerful tradition. Yesterday, we delivered the certificate for the students that were involved in a master course that our chef delivered at the Utali College, and the PS for Tourism was there. And let me remind an example that he did, and it's very true. When you really want to underline that someone is you are happy that someone come to your house, or it's a guest for you and you want to appreciate, you always offer food. So there is really a link between food appreciation and what we consider our tradition and our education. So the Mediterranean diet is not just a flavorful way of eating, but is also a way of living that bring health, joy, and togetherness. In Italy, for example, the moment of the eating of lunch or dinner is really a social moment. It's really important in the family, but with your friends also. We are not drinkers, we are eaters. So, of course, every meal is accompanied by good wine, but the purpose of that drinking is really just to be together, is not to overdrink. Is not our style. So the Mediterranean diet is often hailed as one of the healthiest in the world. As I said, I'm not a scientific or a professional in food, but I can rely to many medical studies confirming the huge impact of the Mediterranean diet on health. Our chef, Luca Mastromattei, that is ambassador of the Italian taste in the world, and Michelin guide chef also. He will explain more in details what is the Mediterranean diet and how we can cook in a healthy way. Cardiovascular benefits are among the most studied effects of the Mediterranean diet. Research has consistently shown reduction in risk factors such as high blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and inflammation. I would like to mention just few numbers or statistics from some scientific studies. So those that normally have the habit of a Mediterranean diet saw a 28% reduction in cardiovascular events, and in general a reduction in cholesterol levels ranging from 5 to 10. Also, of course, there are other new studies that consider a big impact also in prevention of cancer mortality. So with the reduction, substantive reduction in possibility to develop or to die from cancer. So also the Mediterranean diet presents also metabolic patterns that prevents type 2 diabetes. In Kenya, you know better than me, diabetes level are very high, and of course there is a link also with the type of diet that is common. So what we can say in general, that the Mediterranean diet stands out as one of the most evidence-based dietary approach for disease prevention and health promotion. But what do you think that does this diet so effective? Many times the basic is simple. Use fresh products. Use 0 kilometer products. What we say, you will hear later in the morning the intervention of Dr. Troccoli. He is an expert and is the responsible for what we call Campagna Amica. This means like the friendly countryside. And the objective is, it's a specific campaign of our association of farmers that try to put together the countryside and the urban environments, because many times those environments are seen as conflictive. So if you are, and also not interlinked. In reality, in urban area, we really need the products of the countryside. So the objective of the campaign is to fill the gap between the two, with the countryside and the cities, and bring the farmers to cities, so the people that live in the cities can also have access to fresh product directly from farmers to the table. So this is something that is at the basis of the Mediterranean diet. So eat fresh fruit and vegetables, of course, and then use ingredients that are full of antioxidants. This is also very, very useful. And healthy fat, because of course you cannot, as I said, the Mediterranean diet is not a diet of restriction, so you don't need to avoid fats, but just eat the healthy one. And nourish the bodies and protect your body from inflammations. So each of the ingredients that are key for the Mediterranean diet and their combination contributes something unique and essential to our health. So there is a beautiful example of food synergy where each part amplifies the benefits of the whole. So, of course, in the course of the year, the Mediterranean diet has changed, has adapted, and also the Italian cuisine has adapted to innovation, and included ingredients that were not really the traditional one. But the tradition and the regional flavors remains key. Recipes are prepared slowly and mindfully with respect for each ingredient role in the dish and each dish role in the meal. Meal times are said are sacred, and the time together with family and friends to share, to celebrate. So it's not, the Mediterranean diet is not just what you eat, but how you eat. So during this week, we have the Embassy of Italy with the Institute for Culture and the Trade Export Agency. We have organized several activities that go from the promotion of Italian products, because also this is something that need the consumer to understand. When you are at the supermarket or where you do your grocery shop, you need also to understand the products that you have in front, because many times you think to buy Italian and in reality those products are not Italian. So our market is affected by what is known as the Italian sounding effect. So products that consumer thinks are Italian, so they expect certain quality, certain health regulations, but they are not Italian. So in order to prevent or to disseminate more the information about what are the Italian products and how you can recognize a good olive oil or the real grana padano or a rice, then we have edited a magazine that is called Taste of Italy. You will receive a link after, and where you can download the magazine, where you have some information about the most famous ingredient of the Italian cuisine. And also you have some recipes from Chef Luca Mastromattei, so you can try also on yourself, not just to study, let's say, what are the benefits of using that product, but also you can try and test with your family to do an Italian recipe. Then also we have edited another booklet, because many times when you go to Italian restaurants, you know, you find a lot of misspelling or the pronunciation of our traditional products like cuisine, pizza margherita, pizza, etc. Spaghetti is not the proper one. So we have also edited some videos so that you can find on our social media at Italy in Kenya. And so you can also exercise a bit your Italian language skills. But in conclusion, we can say that the Mediterranean diet is a powerful union of health and heritage, of roots and modern needs. It reminds us that health is not just about the body, but is also about a life well lived, surrounded by our loved ones, nurtured by tradition and connected to the earth. So thank you again, CEO, for having hosted us today again for the third year in a row. Thank you also for the students and the scientific that are here and connected online. Thank you, Asante.